Hola, ¿cómo están? I hope everybody's doing wonderful. Especially that you are keeping with the material and that everything is going well. Again, I'm gonna sound like a broken record, but please make sure that you go to Quizlet and review the vocabulary and you stay with, we're learning all these words. Like I say, it's easier to take maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes every day and just go on over, instead of trying to accumulate that, because then it's going to be harder. Okay. So here we go and say, we're going to talk about the time and how we ask the time in Espanol, right? We are almost in the week number 3. So we're going to learn how you say what time is it and at what time, right, we do something. So, ¿qué hora es? What time is it? Means, ¿qué hora es? Literally, you can see is what hour is. That's what sometimes we cannot just translate it, just like literally, because it won't make sense, right? So, ¿a qué hora es? Is when we're talking about at what time something is. So, ¿a qué hora? And then, ¿qué hora es? Muy bien. So, that's the question that we need to keep in mind. So, later on, we're going to see more of this. But here we go when we want to say en punto, sharp, to the dot, right? We're talking about 5, 10. When we're talking about cuarto, is a quarter. So you can say cuarto or you can say 15. It doesn't matter, really. Okay? Then you say 20, 25. That's why the numbers are important. Remember, we studied that last time. So please make sure you know those. Media is half. Y media is half because it's the half of the clock, right? But we can also say y 30. That is 30. Okay. After we go from here, this side of the clock, after we go over here, then we're going to have to use menos. And menos means minus. It's the equivalent to say 10 till, right? 20 till. So it's kind of the same concept. So after you pass 30 minutos or media, then you're going to go to this side and then you're going to say menos. For example, let's say that you're talking about 10:45. 10:45, right? So you're going to go to 11, round the time and say, son las 11 menos cuarto. It is 11 minus cuarto or minus 15, because 15 minutes is what we need to get to 11. Okay? So, because we don't know how to say the numbers until 60, therefore we're going to use this way to say the time. That is also another way to say it. Okay? We're going to do some activities with this, and it will be easier for you to understand it. So, ¿qué hora es? Remember, ¿qué hora es what time is it? And ¿a qué hora es at what time? So to ask at what time something is, in Spanish we say, ¿a qué hora es la clase? By the way, these are 2 words, ¿a qué hora? Here they appear like they are together, but it's ¿a qué hora? Okay? So la clase es a la 1. Until 1 o'clock, you're going to say a la 1 because it's singular. It's just 1. Also, the time in Espanol is feminine. So that's why you say a la 1, a las 2, a las 3. Okay? So, ¿a qué hora es la clase? A la 1. It's different to say at what time is the fiesta, what time is the party versus what time is it? What time it is what is the time right now. At what time something is going to happen is different. Okay? Muy bien. So, ¿cómo decimos la hora en español? How do we say time in Spanish? So, when you're talking about, remember, the question is, ¿qué hora es? So, when you're talking about until 1 o'clock, just 1 o'clock, you're going to say es la. So you're talking about 1:15, 1:20, 1:45, 1:59. You're going to say es la una, es la una. Once that you touch 2, then you're going to make a plural because it's more than 1. And you're going to say son las. Son las 2, son las 3, son las 4, son las 5, and so on, and so on. Muy bien. Después de la hora, you're going to use y. Remember we saw the clock before? So y, that means an. And then you can say y cuarto for 15 minutes, or you can say cuarto, that is a quarter. It doesn't really matter. It's just how you feel comfortable about it. And to say half an hour or half an hour past, then you're going to say y media. Y media. That means half. Son las 3:30. It is 3:30. Son las 3:30 o son las 3:30. How you feel comfortable, then you will say it. It's okay. Muy bien. We go to the next one, and here is the clock that I wanted to show you. So, in this side, we're always going to use the y. That means and. And in the other side, we're going to use menos. That means minus. So as we go this way, so son las 3:30. You see, son las 3:30. So you can say son las 3:30 or son las 3:30. Either way is correct. So here you will say son las 5. Notice that the shorthand is right here at 5. So son las 5:10. Son las 5:10. So you see that you use the word y. Y, that means an. Muy bien. Muy bien, ¿qué hora es? Son las 10:20. Right? So it's 9. But we're going to round it to 10. And we're going to deduct the 20 because there are 20 minutes from here to the time. So it's 20 minutes until 10. 20 minutes until 10. So we round it and we put it is 10 minus 20. It is 10 minus 20. When you know all the numbers until 60, then you can go all the way right? I could have said son las 9:40. But we don't know so far how to count until 40. We just say you need to count so far until 30, right? But if you will know the numbers, you also can go all the way and say E. Okay? But since we don't know it, we're going to say minus. Okay, we go to the next one. And then we're going to talk about the verb gustar. Gustar. And the verb gustar is when you wanted to say, I like it. I like it. So that's how you're going to express when something that you like and that you prefer. And we're going to tell you how to use. We're talking about here the indirect object. That is something that we'll see later on more specific, like in the last, weeks of the semester. We're going to go and talk about this more specific, right? So, ¿te gustan los tacos? Do you like tacos? Right? But really the translation of te gustan is a little bit different. Right? So, dice el verbo gustar. Gustar is the infinitive. The infinitive is the verb without being conjugated. Right? When I say to be, to study, to work, to play, to dance is the infinitive. When I say I dance, I'm conjugated. I will dance, I conjugated in the future. I was dancing, I'm conjugated in the past. I'm going to dance, right? So all of that make the different. So here we go it is. So Me gustan, right? Is where you like it, is something plural. It is pleasant to me to eat tacos. That's literally what it's saying, and that's why you use the indirect, right? Te gustan when you're using the to. Te gustan los tacos. So I'm talking to you, and I'm using the to personal pronoun. Le is when I'm talking about either he or she or the usted, that is the you formal. Le gustan los tacos. Le gustan los tacos. If I use something plural. If I would have used gusta, then I say pizza. It's just one. So le gusta pizza. Le gusta la pizza. It's just one. Le gustan las pizzas. Le gustan las pizzas. Okay. So also, when it's followed by a verb, another verb, that is an action, then you're always going to use the infinitive. Right? We don't know so many verbs so far, but later on when you know, like, for example, to study, to dance, that is bailar, then you're going to say, me gusta bailar. That's what is so important, that we understand what is an infinitive, what is a verb, what is a subject, because we need to be able to put all that together. Right? Muy bien. So if you want to make it and say, I don't like something, then you just put the no in front. No me gusta pescar. Pescar is to fish. Me gusta bailar. No me gusta bailar. So you're going to put the indirect. That is going to be the me, the te, the le, the nos, the les. That is going to indicate it is pleasant to me, it is pleasant to you, it is pleasant to you, meaning usted, it is pleasant to him, it is pleasant to her, it is pleasant to us, it's pleasant to you, or to you plural, to you guys, or it is pleasant to them, right? Me gusta, te gusta. Me gusta el café, no me gusta el café. If I want to ask you a question, it's very simple because I really just do the same thing. ¿Te gusta jugar videojuegos? The difference is going to be the intonation. ¿Te gusta jugar videojuegos? And that's it. And it's going to be separate right here. ¿Te gusta jugar videojuegos? Do you like to play video games? ¿Te gusta ver las películas? Do you like to watch movies? Again, many of these things, will make more sense the more we see the language. Right now, it's a very, probably overwhelming because you're seeing this. But at the bottom line is how to learn to say, I like it. Right? The last thing that we're going to study here is the verb I. I. And I means, remember, it's no hi, it's no hey, it's I. I. The H is silent. So, hay un libro, right? Or you say, right? In English, you say, there is or there are. We only use one word for these two. Remember how we say to be and we got set and star? Well, now it's the other way around. You got two words, there is and there are, when we only use I for both. We know by the context what we're talking about. So there is means I, and there are means I. So hay muchos libros. There are many books. Hay un chico en la clase de español. Hay una chica en la clase de español. There is a girl in the Spanish class. Right? We already know what is an article. We already know what is a noun. We already know how to match when it's singular and plural. So now it's a matter of writing and putting together. So, hay una biblioteca en la escuela. What does that mean? There is a library in the school. So you see, there is I. A is una. Library, biblioteca. En is en. The is la. And school is escuela. But remember, this article, the, I can make it feminine or masculine or plural and singular according to what they, right, precede. So, and this one is a indefinite and this one is a definite. Muy bien, we go to the next one. Hay 10 estudiantes en la clase. What does that mean? Can you say it? Perfecto. There are 10 students in the class, right? There are 10 students in the class. So, we know that is students, right? It's plural, estudiantes, because I got 10. We know it's la clase. Clase is feminine. We go to the next one and we make it into a question. Hay 6 estudiantes en la clase. Hay 6 estudiantes en la clase. How do we say that in English? Are there 6 students in the class? Right? Remember in Español, we're going to put one in front, one at the end when we're talking about the question mark. Hay una mesa en la clase. So, is there a table in the classroom? Right? Now, I saying I, even though we're talking about una mesa, because remember we're using I when you're talking about, right? More than one, and when you're talking about one. So, there is and there are is I. So, you don't have to worry about that, right? So, notice that both statement and question have the same form in Spanish. The difference in the intonation. You see, if I would make a statement with this one over here, I would say, hay una mesa en la clase. Hay una mesa en la clase. But if I ask it as a question, I just put the question mark and I would say, hay una mesa en la clase. Hay una mesa en la clase. So I will make that intonation and that you will know it's a question. Okay? So this is the end of this lecture. What we did as we studied the time is you really want to get so good on the time. Every time that you see a clock, every time that you see your, well, not every time, but I mean, trying to, when you see your cell phone and when you see, trying to say that en español. ¿Qué hora es? Son las 2 de la tarde. Es la 1 de la mañana. Because the more you say it, the more it's going to make sense to you. Again, go to your book and then that is really well explained there how to tell time also. And then we're talking about the I, that there are. So make sure that we got that also. Gustar. That is to like. Me gusta la clase de español. Me gusta pizza. No me gusta la pizza. So that is how you express. So right now at this moment you can say, hola, me llamo Lucy, soy de Venezuela, soy profesora, me gusta la pizza. So little by little, we are, adding more things so we can say more about ourselves and about others using the language. Okay? Nos vemos prontos. Please be good. Again, if you have any question, you know where to reach me. Bye-bye, my friends.